Fienberg nipped me twice. I really wanted Fitzpatrick to get back to me, and I just didn't get it. And golly, he's such a legend. We had the best time down at TGL a couple weeks
Was
ago.
he doing that thing where he just paces around with his phone up near his? He has his like little satchel, and then he's listening to YouTube on his phone, just pacing around like this.
Well, I definitely noticed the man purse, but like he would come up and ask me a question, and because I'm in a lot of media centers, so I'm comfortable in that arena. And it's not like if it's your first time in there, or if you've only been there a couple times, it's not the most comfortable place because there's players walking around, there's a lot of media, there's camera, there's equipment, there's all these things. He'd come up, ask me a question, and then I could tell he would didn't want to talk to me anymore, so he'd walk away. And then Geoff's just the best.
At Mayo Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience. We're bringing back an old school type show. We haven't done it in a few years. It is the Friends of the PME player draft for the PGA. Total money is how we're doing this. So you get 5 picks. We're going to do a draft order. Everyone drafts 5 players for their team. If anyone ambitious out there would like to be a hero and keep track of who's actually winning in all of the teams, email mayomediainc@gmail.com, and you could be the lucky person who ends up keeping track of all of this throughout the year. We'll give you a special shout out. Maybe there'll be a prize in it for you. Just reach out to me, and if you got some time on your hands, or a very easy way to do this. I don't, so maybe you do. Make it easy on yourself. Make it easy on us. Help us out here, all right? So there's going to be 10 of us. We're going to have a random number generator to determine the draft. It'll go in snaking fashion, so whoever picks number 10 is kind of screwed in this draft. That's just the way it is, because we don't want to be here for 4 straight hours. We tried this in the past. 6 rounds, 12 people, took like 3 hours. We're not doing that this time in order to do everything. And I do have a few things to pitch you here before we start. Obviously, there's been golf shows out for 3 weeks now. We've had a bunch drop this month, including the majors preview on Saturday. The season preview with myself and Keith Stewart's going to come out. Then on Sunday, it's going to be the Sony Open Research, and we're in to Sony Week. Here's the thing about Sony Week. The one and done at fantasygolfchampionships.com will start at the Sony Open. So if you don't get in by then or before it fills, then you're not playing one and done this year. So just get your stuff in now. Get as many entries as you want, up to 10. $250 a pop, $1.2 million in the pool, $110,000 for first place. And the quicker it fills up, the more free giveaways I have to give to you people. So check out my X at the PME. There's giveaways up there. You can find it all if you've already got an entry. Email me your username, and boom, you're in that draw. All right, so thank you for doing that. The best ball drafts are going through right now, but for the NFL playoffs, I also have a pick'em pool where Underdog's giving me $5,000 just to give to you guys. So there's weekly prizes and there's an overall prize. Hit the Google form in the description of this video. You just put in your username, and then boom, you're in it. You can find all the rules in there. You got to make 40 picks from the wild card round through the Super Bowl. That's all you got to do. Most right ends up winning. Okay. And then you can win, I think first prize is like $1,500. Plus there's weekly prizes as well. That is my pitch to you, besides smashing the like, turning on the notifications, subbing to the channel, podcast, all that fun stuff. I've taken up too much of your time. Let's reveal the room. Fellas, I want you to say all hi at once, probably. Let's see, once it clicks over. Having this many people on the line is making everything very, very slow. So who do we got here?
Yo.
There we go. Say hi to everyone.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
So we'll do this, but I'll introduce you in order after we do the random number generator. Let's start with that to find out what the draft order is going to be. Eventually it will come up on the screen. There we go. I have all the names in the random number generator. This will be the order. Let's go. Keith ends up picking first. Keith Stewart.
Oh,
Byron Lindeque. Kenny Kim, so both hosts of the Fantasy Golf Degenerates pick inside the top 3. Fienberg is 4th. Blickle is 5th. Sky comes in at 6. I'm number 7. DJ Jazzy Geoff Ulrich is at number 8. Ryan Noonan, whose idea this was to bring back, at number 9. That's what you get with a terrible pick for making us do this. And Joe Idone. Sorry, pal, this isn't a TGL draft. You're picking number 10.
Are we snake draft at least?
Yes, we are a snake draft.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
So, Keith, I want you to introduce yourself as I start moving everyone around on the screen, and tell everyone where they can find all your work. And you and I will be doing the very late Tuesday, very early Wednesday morning show together on the PME this year. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's extremely exciting. But if you're looking for more of my content, you can find me at readtheline.com. We got some fun things going on this year, some extra contributors. As Pat just said, I'm working with him. So check us out. I love to write weekly newsletters. They're usually on point. So thanks for having me, guys. Looking forward to this. First pick, Scotty Scheffler. Going to keep us under 3 hours. Let's go.
All right, so give me some insight on this Scott T. Scheffler player. Well, what about him makes him the number one pick?
He's the number one player in the world, and I believe we're going for total money. And over the last 2 years, I'm pretty sure he is the total amount of money earned is still it's almost as high as Kenny Kim's lifetime career spent in a strip club.
Whoa.
Close. Yeah, somewhere in the ballpark of 90 million.
Kenny, could you dump like an entire FedEx Cup winning payout at a strip club, maybe in Montreal?
I mean, if I had the money to do it, I would. There'd be no doubt about that. I mean, the thing about it is when you go to a strip club, like you can't go broke. You know what I mean? So like the more money I have, the more money I would actually be willing to spend. When you go, because that's really the only way you can have a good time at a strip club. If you're penny pinching at a gentleman's club, you will not have the best of times. And some of the guys here have been to a club or two with me. Actually, maybe just one has been to a strip club with me. Before. We had a great time. Found a nice Jewish stripper for Geoff. It was a nice little time. I think they were just talking about their Jewish religion and screaming "fuck Hamas" all day. That's what I heard in the back room when Geoff was back there. I'm just kidding, Geoff.
Where did this go?
In the back room. He was never in the back room.
So happy I opened this wormhole. I'll take Scotty Scheffler. Moving along.
All right, so Scotty goes to Keith. Now, I am going to throw out, and I'm going to leave this to Byron and Kenny to make this decision because they are up at what would be the turn. So we can go snake draft, but having the 10th pick here seems kind of unfair for Joe. What if we do the repeat round for rounds 2 and 3 and snake off from there? So instead of going 1 through 10, 10 through 1, it'll go 10 through 1 again, and then we'll snake from there, thus alleviating some of the pressure of the guys that pick very last in the round.
Third round reversal. It's good stuff, Pat. It's good.
As long as you're keeping
Love
track.
that idea.
It's your world, Pat. Whatever. I'm just here
Perfect.
for the
That's
last.
what I want. Byron, who are you taking number 2?
I am the current host of Fantasy Golf Degenerates, by the way, people, for those who don't know. I'll be going with Rory. I don't know who else to really go with at the 2-hole here. The guy just wins tons of tournaments. Hopefully he doesn't drift off into the abyss after winning the slam, but I think he's running strong. So nothing too complicated there, nothing anyone doesn't know. I mean, Rory won 1 million times last year in the big event, so give me all the cash.
All right, Rory, number 2. Kenny, your pick.
You can find me on the Fantasy Golf Degenerates podcast on the Mayo Media Network. That's the only thing I'm doing right now. You can follow me on Twitter or on X at KendoVT. Stopped writing, stopped doing really written content for the last year. I'm open to coming back. If anyone is interested out there listening to the show, I am interested. So hit me up. My pick, I got 3 guys to choose from here: Fleetwood, Xander, and sort of a sleeper that I think is going to have a great year, Hovland. I'm going to go with a safer pick. I'm going to go with Tommy Fleetwood. I think he wins a major this year. I know his faux victory at the Tour Championship, some people might call it a faux victory, but he got that win. The guy's been playing great golf this past year. His life is great. He's a great man. Fairway Jesus. Give me Tommy Fleetwood as the 3rd pick. He's going to win the U.S. Open.
USO. Jeff, that's terrible news because you can't pick Fleetwood now.
That's okay. I probably had someone else ahead of Fleetwood, but was hoping to get Fleetwood. Kenny mentioned him. G Fienberg at G Fienberg 17. You find me here every Monday morning on the Mayo Media Network, talking golf with Pat. I like this Brady Bunch setup here we got going on.
I mean, I should tell people that if you were just listening on Apple Podcasts or the audio version of this show, maybe a decent time to go over to Spotify and check out the video under the Pat Mayo Experience feed or on YouTube, because this is a more visual show, I feel like, than any other we'll probably do all year.
I was going to take Tommy if Kenny took Xander, but he took Tommy, so I'm going to take Xander. I don't know. It's a weird part. Now I just feel like everyone probably has these next handful ordered in their own way. So it's a choose your own adventure at this point now.
Yeah, Idone, I want to go down to you for a sec here because you're not going to talk for like another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Are these clearly the top 4 guys?
I think the top 3 was easy. I've got Xander further down my list. He
You have a
just
list?
hasn't played, and maybe I'm overreacting to some stuff because I was at the Skins game when he was terrible and he's been awful and topping shots in TGL and just frankly wasn't good in the majors last year, which was like his main calling card. So I have concerns. Keith and I have talked about it privately as well. I have concerns about his determination to get back to the top. So it's not looking good at the moment. He doesn't seem to care all that much. Put on a little baby weight. Not loving Xander's outlook for 2026. I probably would have. I'm kind of surprised, frankly, Geoff, you didn't take your boy Ludwig there.
Thought about it.
Yeah, figured.
Will Justin Herbert get a sponsors invite at some point this year? Or
It'd be free in a week.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You win a Super Bowl, you got to play in those match things. Team Callaway member though with Xander Schauffele.
Oh, see, they could be a team if they end up doing this. Joe, but like with Xander, didn't he win in Japan like 2 months ago?
He did.
Here's the thing: maybe people don't take TGL super seriously.
Yeah,
Billy Horschel.
I've found that different players. There's some
Yeah,
guys
I was
down
at
the
the
list
match.
that take
They
it very
forgot
serious.
They don't even bring a challenge flag out.
Yeah,
They don't even bring. They're walking around with their hammer flag.
yeah.
I forgot about.
I told Keith last night. My dad used to tell me when I was little that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So if you don't care about TGL, you don't care about the Skins game, you don't care about practice, you don't care about rehabbing in a decent amount of time from your injury, then maybe you don't care that much about winning 2 majors again next season.
I'm not saying Joe is wrong.
Is Xander hurt though? Like he just won, like Pat said. What is he rehabbing from?
But I also I don't know. I could make the case that maybe being too close to semi golf could affect I don't know. Joe might be drafting Billy Horschel 10 now because he's spending time in the bubble.
Are we gonna be? Are we slowing this down to simulator golf?
I didn't mean to. I had a great time. It's a first class operation. I got nothing bad to say. I'm taking Xander Schauffele, but he seemed very checked out at TGL, and he was checked out at Skins game. I don't know. Does that mean he's going to be checked out in March? That might be a stretch, but we'll see.
I'd be more concerned if he was checked in to those events personally, but
Blickle, FTN.com. Tell everyone about yourself.
Yeah, over at FTN Fantasy, doing a lot of the ownership projections for all of us, or for all our sports. And Pat, you just mentioned the NFL Pick'em contest for the playoffs. I just maxed out 8 picks, so I really wish I left a little bit that I could use those in the contest. But
you can still do it. You can make as many picks as you want. You're not limited to 10 a week. You can go over 10.
No, I mean I spent all the money that I'm allowed to spend on those picks already, so it won't accept any more bets with those picks.
That's what you get for being you're doing ownership projections at FTN Fantasy. You're probably the best golfer on the stream. You almost qualified for the US Open, and now you're maxing out bets, and books have to limit you. Life is good for Alex Blickle.
It's we'll see about that. We might lose all those bets, right? So we don't know for sure. But I agree with Geoff, by the way. That was my exact top 4. When I saw I had the 5th pick, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to be able to take any of those 4 guys. So I'm going to take a guy that I really believe in talent-wise, Cam Young, and really hope that his game continues to progress. I kind of felt the last 2 years like it was just a matter of time before he won one. And once he won one, he'd start winning a bunch. And hopefully we'll see that this year.
Kenny, we did the majors preview show. I know that you and Byron released yours up on Mayo Media Network under the Fantasy Golf Degenerates as well. I think Geoff picked Cam Young to win 3 majors.
I mean, the thing is, the numbers that he has right now, I mean, they're all 50 to 1, 100, and there's 110 to 1 for the US Open or something like that. I think you put that down, right, Pat, earlier today?
No, that was Bobby Mack.
Oh, it was Bobby Mack. Okay, I do love Bobby Mack this season as well.
Yeah, there's so that number's gone. I bet it was 110 to 1 for the PGA Championship, Bobby Mack. It was at coolbet.com. But I convinced, because then they started matching it with the rest of the world. So now he's 75 to 1. But I did convince them to the start of the U.S. Open. If you go to coolbet.com, go underneath the PME exclusives tab, you can still get the 110 to 1 until the Sony Open starts, and then they'll readjust the number to whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, post Ryder Cup, I mean, like, it looked like he was there for the Ryder Cup. He got his W. I mean, we know the talent's there with Cam Young. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to win major this year, but I think it could be possible.
You got to protect yourself. It's like you're boxing out at the good numbers. You got to take them all. You don't know. You have confidence in him and all. You don't know which one he's going to pop at. So it's like, give them all to me.
He's not winning at Royal Birkdale.
That might be the one I didn't take. I'm expecting him to win before that.
He's 7-1 there, though, so you are getting the best number in the Open.
Yeah.
Fair. Sky, it is your pick. EstablishTheRun.com.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much. Also, Mayo Media Network, DP World Tour picks and bets. DP World Tour kicks off next week. I feel like there is a little bit of a gap going from this selection of kind of that top 5 there. So I will go to the player that I think too many overachieved the most last year. However, I think this is also a volume game from the amount of events he's going to tee it up. So I'll be going with Ben Griffin here.
As a part of the preview show that Keith and I are doing in a few days, we have the which guys inside the top 10 aren't going to be inside the top 10 anymore when we look back next year. I mean, outside of JJ Spawn, like Ben Griffin's the clear answer, Sky.
Is it Justin Rose, like number 10
Justin
too,
Rose.
right? That doesn't count. But I think he's just genuinely like pretty good. I mean, he's going to play a bunch. Michael Kim alluded to that on your show recently too. His irons were unbelievable. He's got the short game that goes with it. I think he's going to score a ton, for an underdog sense in that way. But I think he can still pick off another 2 tournaments this year.
Keith, what's the difference? What's the difference really between like a Ben Griffin and a Harris English?
Well, volume. Just as it was mentioned right there, Ben Griffin's going to play like 32 times, and if all you're looking for is total money, then I mean that's a great play. And I mean I'm going against Kenny Kim's Vanity Fair take, that with the wedding and everything that, maybe he's going to get canceled out this year. But I still think Ben Griffin's going to perform to the level with 32 starts or so that he's going to accumulate enough money for you. We only get 5 guys. So if you get that many starts out of one guy that is not only in signature events, but he's also in, the John Deere or the Cognizant, and he's going to go play in those events, that's a pretty good guy to have.
Is anyone else
Ulrich
worried about the wife? Because I am. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, he just got married. The wife gets their wedding on, I talked about this on our show. The wife gets their wedding posted on People Magazine, right? And, like no one knows who Ben Griffin is. Like, how did that happen? Like, who is this woman? Like, I don't know. Slightly worried about that because
she's want him to play golf.
Pay attention to me type of wife.
Sounds like a great motivator to me, Kenny. We need to pay for stuff. Get out there and golf.
But Lucas Glover type of playing golf, like
that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Man.
No, great. I mean, Griffin is my first instinct with Ben Griffin is fade at everything because, like Pat said, I mean, what's the difference between Ben Griffin and like Chris Kirk and a lot of players like that? I think Griffin just had a great year, but at the same time, like I see Sky's point, he's a really good iron player. He putts better than most players in his sort of realm, and he's very consistent. Like he's just good at everything. So what's stopping him from winning twice again next year and like competing at a major? Probably nothing. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like I think for this format, he's probably a good pick.
So it's my pick at number 7. I didn't really know what to do here. There is someone that I want to take that I think bounces back this year, but I don't think I got to take him just yet. So I am going to take someone I think that has a very good year and will play at least like 4 of these jabroni events, and Canada included because he's a Team RBC guy, and maybe he can get himself on the board at the Amex because he's playing. I'm taking Sam Burns at number 7. Right now. I think a lot of these majors really set up for him as well. Aronimik, I think Shinnecock Hills is pretty nice for him. And when we think about Birkdale, Joe, at Birkdale, you know who plays well? Guys that play well at PGA National.
Yeah, good point. Kuchar and Spieth up there. There's a couple other guys down the list, maybe in the future rounds that play pretty well at PGA National. But I heard you make that comp on the preseason show with Jeff and Cust. I love it, man.
Yeah. Noonan, Patty Harrington, also a Birkdale winner, also a PGA National winner.
Okay. Like you do a good job at piecing together these trends that are, or at least maybe corollary courses that wouldn't necessarily be on my radar sometimes. So I'll have to dig into that.
Although I don't know if I would look at it too much in the past few years because now no one good plays in the Cognizant anymore. Then they made it super easy. So might have to go back and dig through time a little bit, guys. It used to be. Maybe it's a Russell Henley spot. Who knows? Ulrich, you're on the clock at number 8.
Yeah, for sure. You can find me on Twitter at the Fantasy Grind, still doing the DK daily fantasy golf cheat sheet every week. I'll have bets up and stuff. You can follow me. Find links on my profile. Just give me a follow at the Fantasy Grind. That'd be awesome. Excited to get back into golf. And I'll be honest, man, I did not think I would have the plethora of names available to me here at 8. I don't even think people made bad choices in front of me. It's probably you guys made good choices for the format. Like Burns is going to play a ton. Same with Griffin, but I didn't think I'd be able to choose between Hovland and Oberg and have a couple other names here. I'm just going to go with Ludwig. I was thinking about taking him like if I got third, so I'll just go with that name. But I think, between him and it's got to be between him and Hovland at this point. You just got to play for the upside. I mean, this is a player who I just go back to it, almost won the Masters his first go around, has given Scotty Scheffler a run, sets up well for the major championship golf. He's still young enough. He's going to play enough. I think he's going to pop at those big events if he pops. So give me Oberg. I know there's, still consistency issues with certain parts of his game, but man, there's the talent's there at 8. What am I losing here by playing for upside?
Byron, can you tell the people what Aberg's major Wikipedia page looks like?
It's 2 top 7s at the Masters and not anything else inside the top 10, with half of those being miscuts. So we are looking for him to learn how to chip in the big tournaments. So maybe he can go over to Keith Stewart PGA and get a couple lessons, and maybe he figures out how to become a top golfer in the world once he knows how to chip, because he's already a very good golfer right now without knowing how to chip.
Well, Byron.
Keith, what is it with Fienberg's loves on the PGA Tour and not being able to chip?
Fleetwood's a pretty good chipper.
Hovland's not. Aberg's not.
Well, maybe babies.
Geoff, how's your chipping game?
Shitty. That I feel like that Aberg stat is sort of misleading in a sense, because he's played well in some of the majors, and maybe faltered late once he fell out of contention after contending for a while in them.
With the way that Valhalla was set up, if he would have gone into Valhalla healthy, I think we would have seen a very different performance, and your Wikipedia page would have looked very different. So he played 2 rounds on a bum knee. Still, I know he's an older baby, but I still think he's a youngin'. We got time.
Sounds like a lot of excuses.
Man,
he hit it off the planet.
I'm the king of that. I don't even start the clock on that guy yet.
Noonan, your pick.
BetSports Golf. Find me there. Lots of cool, exciting things coming. People mess around with the PGA Tour app or whatever. I'm telling you, the live leaderboard that we're going to have for you next week, even for the Sony, is going to be how you need to take in all the golf content. It's going to blow your mind. DP World Tour data coming for the rabbit hole soon as well.
Were you supposed to tell people that?
I'm helping. What I'm doing is I'm putting my thumb down on the development tech team to move their butts on that a little bit faster. So DP World Tour data is coming. I'm going to take Victor Hovland. He's on the wall behind me. He's earned it. Look, yeah, he's got a chip. He's a quirky bird, though. I love him, and hopefully it's a good bounce back year. And I would like for him to play in a few more events. But I think another guy I really want is going to slide through here past Joe. So playing a little 3D chess here. So I'll take Hovland, and then hope it falls to me.
Sky, what do you make of Victor after the win last year, but not really doing much else?
I'm pretty nervous, personally. I'm probably not I think at his ceiling, he's, of course, one of the best ball strikers on the entire planet. But the constant tinker, the constant mind games that he works himself through, I probably want to see him. I think this is a real, I don't want to say make or break it year. He's 28. He's still got plenty of time. But I saw a lot of concerning things last year. So I I'm like in our underdog world, like I have barely any victory.
Blickle, if Vic has a down year, does he go to live?
I don't think so, because I think he's the kind of guy who's like, he's obviously doing all this tinkering because he wants to be the best in the world, and he said that over and over. And I think he knows if I go to live, I can't be the best in the world. So I don't think so, but I kind of share the sentiment that Sky does, that it's concerning how many bad decisions he has made in pursuit of becoming the best in the world.
Kenny, is there any golfer besides Hovland that you think might be more stoned than Hovland?
I mean, didn't Matt Every get caught and kicked out? Didn't he get suspended for the PGA for smoking? Didn't that happen? Am I correct?
Keith would probably know better than all of us.
Yes, Avery definitely got suspended. So did Robert Garrigus. So
Garrigus used to smoke
owns like a
in the
cannabis
porta potty.
So
those are the stories about Garrigus, where people would go, golfers, the people behind the golfers would go into the porta potty behind Robert, and it would just be hot box city. Shit, steam, and hot box marijuana smoke all over the porta potty behind Mr. Garrigus.
Ulrich, did you see he had a cannabis brand?
Doesn't he like grow cannabis? I think Garrigus legitimately is like in that business now.
Are we still in the first round?
Yeah, there's
Maybe
one pick left.
I don't know.
Is it Garrigus Cannabis? That sounds like a really good name.
Man,
Joe Idone back-to-back
that
picks.
year he lost to Westwood.
Yeah. Well, we're not bringing. Not only was it a loss to Westwood, he also lost to Harrison Frazier too. Let's not forget that. Joe, it's your pick back-to-back.
All right, back-to-back. There are frankly, some names on the board here that I should take Pat, but are rather unpalatable to me. So
tell us why. No, tell us why. It's okay, because it's not coming back to you. So,
well, Russ is number 5 in the OWGR. I have no interest in him. I don't think Patrick Cantlay starts enough, and Colin Morikawa just doesn't. I don't have a spot for him on my team, unfortunately. I'm going to take Robert McIntyre with my first selection. I think he's going to play well in the majors. I think he can play a lot of off, lesser events and maybe grab a win or two.
All right, people, it's that time of year again. The Mayo Cup is officially open. That's right, your yearly reminder that you could win life-changing money if you stop making coward picks and actually commit to greatness. Let's talk stakes, because the Mayo Cup, not messing around. $110,000 to first place. 110,000 actual real dollars. And with your $250 entry, you're playing for a prize pool of $1.2 million. That's 7 figures of pure, delicious fantasy golf sweat. And this season, the Mayo Cup is fully available in the Fanball app. Week-to-week picks, leaderboard sweats, berating yourself for fading the guy who wins by 6. You can do it all right from your phone. So head to the Fanball app, search for the Mayo Cup, and get yourself entered. $1.2 million in prizes. $110,000 to the winner. Just $250 to play. This is the year, unless you blow it again. But hey, you might not. Sign up now. The contest tees off January 15th. It's winter and it's cold. At least where I'm at. And I'm spending way more time indoors, aka I'm sleeping more. If you're like me, it's time to upgrade your sleep and switch to Helix. You'll never go back. I took the Helix sleep quiz. It matched me to the right mattress for how I actually sleep, not how some showroom goober thinks I sleep. And since it's been all restful nights, no tossing, no back pain, and my sleep tracking actually backs that up. My deep sleep numbers off the charts, good, way better than before. We've got more than just one Helix in our house now, too. Just threw one in the upcoming baby's room so I can get back to sleep quickly the moment that the baby goes down. Helix builds mattresses for different people, not a one-size-fits-all nonsense, because that wouldn't make any sense. There's free shipping in the United States and a 120-night sleep trial with a limited lifetime warranty. Go to helixsleep.com/mayo for 27% off, site-wide exclusive for listeners of the Pat Mayo Experience. That's helixsleep.com/mayo. Do it now!
And then I'm going to throw this whole draft a little wrinkle here, and I'm going to take Akshay, number 11.
How dare you?
Wow.
I think he's going to make a ton of starts. I love the addition of Joe Greiner caddying for him. I think that will be a big help and assist him. He had 26 starts last year, some good, some bad, but I think he is a player who I expect more out of in 2026 than we have seen previously, and I'm going for start volume and what I think is high ceiling in Akshay. So McIntyre, Batia.
Sky, did you think that Bobby Mack was going to get back to you?
Not when you ended up on the other side of me, no. But I was pretty happy with that Sony Open news today. I think Bob's in for a absolute massive year ahead of it. Great pick, Joe.
Thanks.
You were well on top of that. I refuse to believe you, and here it is. You were right.
When he first came, like he hates America. Like he does not enjoy living over here. He wants to go back to Oban or Oban, whatever it is. And he tried Orlando, could not stand it. So maybe he just prefers to keep going versus like settle anywhere in the States. So he might play every week.
I like to hear that.
Live out of hotels.
So he's the Scottish Sungjae? That's what you said, Kenny?
Scottish Sungjae. Just roll into the next hotel, bring your mom and dad with you, and do your thing. It sounds pretty similar. I know he's a big family guy. I know that's why he misses being in Oban so often. I mean, just bring him along. Make it a trip.
Keith,
I feel like he's going to have a big year, too. I agree 100%. I think he's in line for – I mean, he got that runner-up in a major. I know Byron has a good stat about you need that runner-up or a top 3 in a major before you finally win one. He got that done this past season, I think at the U.S. Open, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he's ready to go. I think Royal Birkdale would be perfectly fine for him to get his first.
I mean, I like Aronimik for him, but he's sort of like my Cam Young. I kind of like him in a lot of places here. Keith, you're a resident insider. Now that Akshay has been added to the Jupiter Lynx under the tutelage of Tiger Woods, turning down Liv, do you expect to see a big year?
I think Akshay's a great pick because he may not make every cut, but the ones that he does, he's a top 10 machine. And he did that a couple years ago. He's won a couple times. And he's still very young. I mean, he's going to mature year after year. So I do think Akshay is a very savvy play. I don't know that I would have went there in the second round. I think he would be there, at least for me, in the third or fourth round. Maybe not the fourth, but the third round. There's some other names on the board there that I probably would have looked at first, but I can't say Akshay is a bad pick. And, as much as we make fun of the TGL, the guys that are competing in there right now, Ludwig was awful last night, but at least he knows he was awful. And now he knows to work on things before he heads out to, let's say, Farmers or wherever he starts, his year. And I think that's kind of important.
Noonan, we're going back to you. And this is from the rabbit hole. If people go to betspertsgolf.com, you can get in there. If you have a Fantasy National membership, as of Friday, both sites are going to be available to anyone with a membership at either site?
Should be able to log into your Fantasy National account and get redirected to, log in for the first time over at BetSports Golf if you haven't already done so. So, yeah. Another thing that we're making sure the tech team is delivering this week. So, hopefully we're there.
Yeah, so you're going to have access to both sites before, because we still have not gotten all of the tools that people like off Fantasy National over to the rabbit hole. So both sites will be operational, but you'll have access to both of them with your Fantasy National membership or with your rabbit hole membership. This is here's my Akshay stat from the rabbit hole. He's gained strokes on approach in 11 of his past 12 measured events, but his putting splits last year, almost a half stroke per round losing on Bermuda, plus on Bent, half a stroke gaining on POA, and 0.69 on POA Travalis. So get him out of Florida. He's pretty good.
Love it.
But it's your pick now, Noonan.
All right. It's gone on for too long. BetSports Golf subscribers will know that I'm not shy to click this name. I know it's a name that, Joe is happy to brush aside. I know if it's a name Fienberg will never click, but Russell Henley. There's so many non-Russell Henley courses. He's got a top 5 at Augusta. He won at Bay Hill. He has a top 5 at an Open Championship. He was top 5 at Pinehurst for the U.S. Open. So all these non-Russell Henley courses, he just shows up in T5s at. So obviously he's going to play maybe some more events than some of the other elites. Obviously some of the smaller Sony Open type style courses fit him really well, but I don't think there's any non-Russell Henley style courses these days. Full game. Absolutely love him. Getting him in the second round.
Blickle, do you like Henley?
I do. I think he's just really good.
Okay. Geoff Fienberg, are you a big Henley guy?
I don't like betting him to win tournaments. I feel like I got burned once. I don't not like Russell Henley. Like for total cash tournaments, signature events, T5s, great pick.
Geoff Ulrich, it's your pick.
Yeah. I mean, again, I kind of feel like I just gotta go dip buying here. I mean, Cantlay and Morikawa both still on the board. I hate them both.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna take Cantlay though. I mean, like it's just we're in the second round here. We're deep. I mean, I feel like at this point, like you're just sort of trying to fade a lot of these guys who have crept into the top 10 with having big years. Spawn, Henley. I love Henley too, but I think when you put these guys side by side, a Morikawa or a Cantlay, I think most of us would probably say, yeah, Cantlay's the better golfer, and we are in a format where volume pays and stuff like that, but I think both these guys do bounce back. I think Cantlay bounces back. He's not going to go without a win on the PGA the rest of his career. That would be shocking. He's probably going to top 5 at the RBC Heritage like he does every year. He'll probably play the Amex, although I haven't looked at that field, so I have no idea. But he pops up and he plays well, and he's a bit of a course horse. So I'm going to get some money, and maybe this is the year he finally does something in a major and like doesn't disappoint. I kind of like the PGA setup for him, to be honest, too. So yeah, I think Cantlay here is completely fine. We're deep enough that these guys are extreme values, even though, like I said off the top, not really my favorite player.
No, I don't think that Cantlay is anyone's favorite player. Byron, I want to go to you with this because I'm taking Morikawa with my pick. I'm very glad that Geoff did not take Morikawa. He sided on Cantlay. Morikawa was fine last year, except he couldn't putt. That was really it. Like when you look at his numbers, he just couldn't putt.
He hasn't been able to putt like most of his career, though, Pat. Like that's
fine. And the guy's won what, 2 majors? Thanks. Yeah,
that was when he was like growing pubes. I mean, he didn't even know what was going on there when he was playing in the first year on tour. But when was Collins' last top 10? I think it was the Rocket, and then prior to that, it was like last year or the API. It's been bad. It's been really bad for him, and he hasn't been the same since Russell Henley just dominated him.
I was going to say he started last year really strong, at least statistically, and then as soon as he started to say some dumb stuff to the media and kind of melted down, he had been really good prior to that, but then he just kind of lost it. And I don't think it was unrelated to that drama that he had with the media and just feeling like he was disliked for the first time in his career.
Bing bong.
Well, he appears on Geoff Fienberg's Biggest Rival list in the Custies this year.
Oh, yeah. Megan Markle Morikawa. She had a beauty. She's a beaut.
He was the worst putter of anyone who gained like in the top 35 of strokes gained total. He was still 3rd, Keith, on tour last year in approach. I'll bank on that.
Imagine like a quarterback blowing like week 6 in the NFL season and being like, no, I can't talk to the media. I lost on a week 6 game to a guy who played great.
That's what I was going to say. I remember him losing to Henley at API, and then we all were waiting around for him to talk to him afterwards, and he blew us all off, and he got in the car, and he just drove to the Players and started that whole saga. So, like, I'm not sure if that's his last good event, but, he was definitely runner-up at API.
I like the pick, though. No, I do. Like, at this point in the draft, like, to Jeff's point, a lot of people might have been overdrafted by a year of success. Like, you get a stable guy like Morikawa. If he has one hot run, he probably wins or finishes second place for, like, 6 weeks. The pick is fine, even if I think like college quarterbacks have, like, bigger nuts than him. They'll talk to the media like kids.
Sky, do you like more? Does someone else like Morikawa besides me? I think he bounces back in a big way. He's a good player.
Morikawa. I think that at this point, like he's fine. He just got in his own head last year, man. Like I don't know what he was doing with the media. It's just very, very strange stuff.
The fear that I have with him is not like statistically profiled, because I do agree. Like again, at his best, he just doesn't play that much either. Like he's not showing up to anything. I guess in this factor, like signature events plus majors is probably worth 2x anything else, but he's not a volume guy either. So like I'll roll right into my selection of if I'm just doing the exact opposite, And sticking with my theme of the first pick with Ben Griffin, I think JJ Spawn here, he is also going to show back up. I know Byron's pissed because him and I are both on this train that Ben Griffin and JJ Spawn will do at least very similar to what they did last year schedule-wise. And I'm a believer in the talent. I think he was very vocal about his belief in himself after the players lost to Rory. I think he was a top 4 player for the U.S. team and should have played more at Bethpage and didn't really get the chances. Of course, he has the Henley in him in the sense of he doesn't overpower off the tee, but his irons and short game, I think, will roll over, and he's going to play a bunch still.
Kenny, JJ Spawn had 5 top 5s last season. He had 3 over the previous 6 seasons.
The thing about it is when you look at him play, especially when you saw him at the Ryder Cup, you saw a different JJ Spawn. You saw sort of the confidence like oozing from him, right? And that's not something that you noticed about his game ever before, right? And it's amazing what a little thing like confidence can do to a golfer, especially when the margins are so thin between the greats and the elites and just a step down, right? It's all about that mental and that confidence game, and it seems like Spawn has it. I'm a big Spawn fan for this year, just like Sky, just like Byron. I think he's going to have another big year.
Alex, you took Cam Young in the first round. It's back to you in round number 2. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Sepp Straka, and I was sure that when Sky was building up to his Spawn pick, I was sure that it was going to be Straka, but it's a very kind of similar argument for Straka. And I think one of the things that I love about Straka is like when he's on, he's as good as anyone. He can beat, the signature event fields. We saw that last year, and you get volume plus that type of volatility. I think it's really good for this format.
So yeah, I'm sort of surprised. So Sky, I want to ask you, why is it Spawn over Straka? Knowing, yes, JJ Spawn, he played well at the Players. He won the U.S. Open, played well at the Ryder Cup, 3 very high-profile, high-pressure places. But Straka's been doing this for like 3 years now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty coin flip between the two. I think JJ maybe got a little bit more of a baseline higher than Sepp in terms of consistency, but I don't disagree. Like, I think Sepp's probably one of the best blind bets you could show up with every single week, and he's going to find himself, at least in an each way contention, to pay off enough on that. I'm a huge Sepp guy, so I don't have much pushback on it.
Ulrich, do you like Straka more because you guys share the same haircut?
Yeah. Yes, and I think I actually have won money with Sepp Straka before, not with JJ Spawn. So that's two aces in the hole there for Sepp.
Geoff, you picked Xander in the first round. Who are you taking?
I'll take another member of New York Golf, Matthew Fitzpatrick. I was debating between a higher end player here, like a very high profile player, but he died. It's hard to know when he's going to. It's just hard to know when it's not a secret. It's hard to know when Decky's going to play. It's not like the guys behind me don't know that he's still there. So I don't feel bad saying the name, but I went Fitz over Decky. Just some volume, I hope.
Joe, last season, Fitz was the second, or he was the second best behind Scheffler, long iron player. So like proximity from 200 plus, and dude ended the year on fire.
On fire. I was actually just looking at it. Since the Travelers, he had 5 top 10s, and that's not even including like some of his DP World Tour stuff where he played really well to end the year. I mean, Keith has talked about it to me before, like his swing and everything in him is so reliant upon like timing it up right, but he's got an awesome ability when he's in a zone to just go and carry that for months at a time. Struggles a little bit to do that for the entire year, but obviously was on a tear to end last year, and for what it's worth, Geoff and I were there. Looked really good inside the SoFi Center a couple of weeks ago.
Geoff, what was your favorite part of the SoFi Center?
Listen, it's just like a technology. Like technology overwhelms you. There's just so much of it, and I would say, like I joked, leaving it, you feel like you're leaving a strip club, a casino, a nightclub. It's so disorienting in there that when you step out in the real world, it takes you a minute to get your bearings back.
Keith, this is a cuss style question because you go to a lot of these events. How does the press room food stack up with a regular tour event?
The TGL last year, Joe and I would eat elsewhere. We would make sure we ate before we went. It was absolutely the worst on any tour anywhere, worse than what the LPGA serves. It was terrible. This year, it's been a decent upgrade.
Stepped it up.
But Joe and I, we frequent the Cooper, which is right around the corner, and it's a great hamburger, great cold beer there. But there are better spots on tour for food, for sure.
Do you have can you slip us, like, I think I did this with Michael Kim and Andrew Novak when they were on. Do you have like a top 3 of like best food?
I tell you, the service and the food and everything you get at Riviera is second to none. And this would surprise everyone, but the food at Jack's place, because Jack's tournament is, it's meant to pay honor to Augusta National and the Masters, right? And they do everything right at Muirfield Village when it comes to the golf course and the competition. But the food that they serve is absolutely awful. So Riviera, good. Muirfield Village, skip Dublin, Ohio. There you go.
Kenny, Cuss described the food we had at President's Cup press room as Michelin star.
Oh,
I went to a Michelin star restaurant here recently. It's not that. But I mean, it was good. I'm not going to say it was bad. It was, I wouldn't have mind eating every meal there. If I was there every day for, 5 days, I would not have a problem. Having breakfast, lunch, and dinner there, it wouldn't be bad. I thought it was pretty good. But Michelin star, that's a Cuss thing.
Sky, you're the resident DP World Tour expert. Fitz won the DP World Tour Championship. And when he went off in that tournament, I think he was the same odds as Fleetwood by the end of it, like to go off just behind Rory, wasn't he?
Yeah, he would end up being like 10, 12 to 1 in a lot of those spots. Best player. He also doesn't kick off the year in Dubai, so we probably see him earlier than you would think. At worst, Pebble, you might sneak something in prior, but he doesn't play early that much there. So I think the world of Fitzpatrick right now. He had such a yo-yo year from super bad late to literally like as good as anybody to close out that season. The Open Championship, I thought he easily, without Scotty doing what he did, probably could have won that tournament. So I think very highly of Fitz.
Noonan, I have one Masters future in, and it is Fitzpatrick. At coolbet.com, he's 110 to 1 right now.
Oof. I was talking to Fienberg the other day to see if I could get his interest in any Fitz for the PGA. But yeah, you guys have all kind of summarized it here. I think like Quayle. Quayle hit a T8. He played like 16 events since worldwide. 9 of those 16, he's top 10. Right? You took the weight out of his driver or whatever, and he's good to go. So I think he's full on back. I would have loved to seen him slip around here. Seems like by the reaction that there was no chance he was falling.
Kenny, you took Fleetwood with the number 3 pick. It is now back to you. Who you pairing up with Tommy?
Yeah, I wanted Spawn. I wanted Straka. I wanted Fitz. So I'm sort of fucked right now. I have 2 guys that I'm looking at. I'm either looking at Goddard or Novak. And I think I'm going to go with the youngster. I'm going to go Goddard. He finished top 10 at the Tour Championship. He's going to play all the signature events. And he's young enough where I think he's going to try and play as much as possible. This is a guy who I think is going to play a lot. He's going to play the big money events. And, he's got his win. We know he can get the W. So I'm going with Goddard as my second pick, which is not who I wanted, but who I'll take.
Alex, for comps, I find it really interesting with Goddard because he could turn out to be a legit guy. But in my mind, there's still also a chance he's just like Cameron Champ, but slightly better.
Yeah, I do think we've seen enough shot making, just kind of not just the shot making with the long clubs, but also around the greens, where I do think he's got a little something that Cam Champ does not. But to your point, like when someone drives the ball as well as he did last year, it just puts you in such an easy situation where you're almost playing different golf courses than everybody else, that if that doesn't happen again this year, then maybe the rest of his game, doesn't hold up quite as well.
But Byron, he added over 7 yards off the tee last year, and his strokes gained off the tee from 2024, 2025 went up like a quarter stroke per round. He's now averaging like 0.62 strokes gained off the tee per round. That seems that's like Rory level off the tee. Like, is that sustainable?
Well, if you listen to Alex, he'll tell you that off the tee numbers are usually the most sustainable or the most predictable. So same situation with Ben Griffin. You see 2 dudes have really good years with high end results because they figured out the driver and the rest of the game came together. So yes, I will completely curse Chris Goddard up and say he's going to have a great year.
Well, you don't have to take him. You took Rory in the first round, but it's back to you, and Gutterup's off the board.
Cool. I'm going to go with a risk reward guy. I mean, I do not bank on this guy making more than half the cuts this year, but I also bank on him making like a quarter of his finishes inside the top 10 and a couple top 5s, especially early on in the year. Maverick McNeely. I think he is somebody that you don't necessarily want to he's not a safe play, but I don't think he even knows when he's going to play well. So any moment he could just pop up there. I mean, he almost won. I mean, if we're looking at like the Genesis Invitational and Pebble, there's a good chance he can knock off a top 5 there quite quickly early in the year. So I'm kind of down for that. We're kind of picking at scraps now, in my opinion. So looking at him, he gives you some good upside. Safety is lacking.
He's Andercursed, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to win the Open Championship.
Gosh. God damn it.
Oh boy.
Can I change my pick?
No, yeah, you're locked in. Keith, you got Scotty, so we had to give you some sort of penalty. It is now your pick.
Yeah, I want to trade Geoff for Fitzpatrick. It's not the driver he changed at the PGA. It was his coach. He's working with Blackburn now. They've got him totally dialed in. Fitzpatrick's gonna have a monster year.
Sorry,
No,
Pat. While Keith thinks, what's the next part of the draft looking like? I need to just understand when I'm going to pick next.
It's going to be Joe after Keith, and then it's back to Snake.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So get ready, Joe.
I can't understand.
So I need Scotty to win every event. Okay, it'll probably happen. I'll take Decky. He only won twice last year. It's good. I know he won't play a lot, but the guy cashes money, and there's not a lot of names up there that have his talent level. That's for sure. I mean, he's probably the most talented guy left on the board, so I'll take him.
He won the first event, he won the last event, and had no top 10s in between.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. In between that, Scotty's going to have every top 10 and probably 5 wins. We'll be good.
No, I just found it hilarious that this is I didn't really watch much of The Hero. I'm not going to lie to you. Did anyone watch any part of The Hero?
I did, yeah.
Was he able to drive?
Yeah, because you have to drive it there.
The thing with Hideki is every single time he wins, it looks like he should be winning every golf tournament because he just we never see Hideki win a tournament where it seems like he doesn't have his best stuff. It's always just lasers right at the flag, chips spinning to an inch. It's just beautiful whenever he plays really well.
The thing about Decky is, I mean, he's on when he's on with his irons, he's super on. He's flag hunting. I remember multiple times. Maybe it was at the tournaments he won that I saw. I think it was some of the Hero. I mean, just the iron shots he was hitting they were ridiculous. They were bouncing 5 feet from the hole, landing 5 feet from the hole every single time. When he gets hot with those irons, you gotta worry.
I mean, Harris English or Hideki? I'm gonna go Hideki.
That's
over to
fair.
Joe.
Keith, you watch your
What? What are you gonna say? What's your simulator gonna say?
Well, I won't. No, go ahead, Joe.
Joe, you get to lead off the third round. You have Bobby Mack, you have Akshay, and it's your pick.
Give me Keegan Bradley.
Ah, shit. I didn't think anyone was going to take him. He's won 4 straight years, by the way.
Yeah, he's going to win the Travelers every year. Just pencil him in. He goes back to Aronimink this year. It was a crazy year for Keegan. I'm looking now. He had 21 cuts made and a win, 12 top 25s, and he did that all with the additional duties of being the Ryder Cup captain and probably really wanting to play and fighting tooth and nail with the PGA of America until they made him, not play. So I'm going to take Keegan. Less on the plate this year, maybe more wins to come.
Noonan, Keegan's off the board. It's your pick. A local guy for you, Keegan Bradley. Well,
very frustrating. I thought Joe was going to go with fancy play syndrome again and go down the board somewhere. Made me scroll down to cross someone off. But it's a good pick. Definitely feel like there's a good teardrop there. I'll go with Siwoo. Volume play. Obviously, can to Byron's point, is one of those guys that can miss some cuts in a row and then just throw in the top of the board anytime he's in the field. So I'll take Siwoo.
I love how Siwoo got married and had a kid, and then decided to play.
Oh shit, he's married, Kenny? Oh, whoa.
He got married, he had a kid, and then this was last year before the season started, and then he decided to play the most golf he's ever played in his entire career. Right after he gets married, right after he gets a kid.
And you didn't want me to draft Ben Griffin, you know?
Smart man. No. This was prior to this past season. He got married and he had a kid, and he played 33 events.
Sky, are you just waiting for like the live guys to follow to you now?
Siwoo, I think, was an awesome pick, Noonan. I was really, really hoping there. I think there's like now it's you have to stretch on the talent, or you're going to go for the grinders that are going to show up a bunch here. And yeah, I thought Siwoo was excellent because he can still win. I still have belief that Siwoo can win a Masters.
Really? Even I don't.
He loves Augusta. He got in late. I think he really can.
He's a really good course fit there. Really,
I love
really
Augusta as well. Am I gonna win there?
I always figured if a Korean's gonna win a major, it's gonna be the Open Championship, and I think that's the one where I would bet Siwoo 150 to 1 right now.
Just with the profile, I mean, we haven't seen any of like the very tippy top players play it, but Aronimik feels like a pretty good Korean player fit. Like, don't need to be super long, good irons, accuracy off the tee. All these things seem to lend themselves there.
I don't know about that.
Why does Keegan win? Why does Rose win? Like, when I went back and looked at all the numbers, like, unless you have some sort of ridiculous putting week there, you have no chance. Yeah. That's what the numbers said. It was just if the top 5 finishers all gained like at least 6 strokes putting.
I mean, the greens there, Donald Ross greens are pretty much untouched, even in the renovation that they did a couple of years ago. And it's one of the more difficult places to putt up here in the Northeast. It really is good. It'll make those Wissahickon greens look like they're flat. It's good.
Geoff Ulrich, your pick to go with Ludwig and Cantley. Which random good player just has not been selected that you can take again?
Well, I thought it was going to be Justin Thomas until I realized Justin Thomas apparently underwent back surgery or something. So I think I'll just
welcome to 2026.
Luckily, everyone was talking so long that I had time to Google Justin Thomas. So he's off the list. I'm gonna go Thorbjornsen. Michael Thorbjornsen. Wow. We'll go for an upside pick. I've been taking the value drop into me, but I don't really see with Hideki off the board. I was really hoping Hideki would potentially come back to me, but with those guys off the board, let's play on a little talent. I think Thorbjornsen's going to play a ton. Maybe he's the kind of guy who just like really just doesn't get breakthrough for a win, but you know what? Probably get a ton of top 10s in some of these, off-field events. If he does get hot, he's got the kind of game that can compete with the big boys at the bigger events as well. So I really think he is going to be something. I really like his game. I like the way he's progressed. Sure, he's got a couple things to work on. Most young players do. But I do think this guy is going to be a very big talent over the next couple of years and will eventually compete in the big boy tournaments. So why not this year?
Noonan, of all of these up-and-coming players, Thorbjornsen probably at the top of that list, which one do you like the most?
Probably Thor. I mean, it's hard not to be just see what Jackson Koiman does and be like completely like blown away by that top-level talent. But in terms of guys that are going to be competing, winning money for this event, I think he's fantastic. I think the Page love is, I think, makes a lot of sense. The soft Viking, Christoph Reiten, I think is also pretty appealing. But I'm a Thor guy, another mass hole, so I got to support my guys.
Kenny, I feel like you'd be all in on Neil Shipley because he looks like Fienberg.
Does look a little bit long-haired hippie Fienberg. I could see that.
I'm going to take a guy who had 7 top 10s last year, Corey Connors. Just cut me some checks with Corey Connors. I'm in. That leaves Sky next. Ben Griffin, JJ Spawn. Can I? Is it Harris English? Is that who you're taking?
Close. Corey Connors was there. So if you had the first 4 letters of their name right, I will go with the best putter on the planet, Harry Hall.
Whoa! What about Danny McCarthy, Sky?
Sorry to dirt for you, but I mean, he had to play in Myrtle Beach a year ago. he finished top 20 at the PGA Championship, and then I think it was like 11 of his next 12 events inside the top 25. Likes to play, and again, I just think with that short game, you're going to get a ton of spikes. I think he rivals Denny, rivals anyone on the greens, and he's such a good chipper too. With that, I mean, of course, he's got to grow from an irons and an off the tee game, but I like Harry Hall.
It's a good player.
Blickle, I just worry that, I mean, last year was the best putting year he ever had by almost half a stroke per round. That's hard to replicate.
It's very hard to replicate. But Denny has. So I would say Denny's the best putter in the world, but it's hard to argue that Harry Hall was, at least last year.
Hey, I went back and I watched the highlights from the 2025 Sony Open like this morning. I saw Denny miss 2 6-foot putts. How good is he?
Even he misses some of the 6-footers. It actually reminds me, one of my favorite stats is that the best putter on tour from 6 feet misses more often than the worst putter on tour from 5 feet. Just kind of shows you how important ball striking really is.
Interesting stuff. So who are you taking with Cam Young and Seb Straka?
I'm almost a little worried that this guy was taken and I just didn't notice, but I'm going Shane Lowry.
He's there.
All right. I'm surprised he's still available, and even on my underdog best ball drafts lately, I've been taking a lot of Shane Lowry late just because it seems like everyone, wants all their signature event guys early, and then they move on to their non-signature event guys, and then there's Shane late, who I think is actually going to still play a decent schedule and a very good player. I know he's not, coming through and getting the wins often enough, but maybe he builds from that Ryder Cup ceiling putt this year and actually, has something to lean on when he gets in those pressure situations this year.
Well, Keith, I find it interesting with Lowry that he had the top 20s all throughout the Florida swing. Plays really well in Florida year over year. That's probably why he ends up making all those starts. Last year was the best approach year he's ever had as a professional.
He's great in the wind, and he's great on Bermuda grass. So there's your Florida. He's also very good on hard golf courses, which is almost all 4 of those Florida golf courses. Tough to take him in a birdie fest. I don't think there's enough hard golf courses on tour throughout the entire FedEx Cup season for Lowry, but when it's hard, he's definitely in that top 15, and those tend to be more of the higher paying events. So, cost average out, I think it's a good pick.
Fienberg, you got Xander, you got Matt Fitzpatrick. It is your 3rd round pick.
Sung JM. I don't really, I could stretch that out into a Sally. I don't know. He's going to play a lot. There's not really like the redeemable names, you're sort of I'm just maybe a bounce back. I still expect to get the starts, better results. Still, he'll have a run of his top 10s. He's doesn't miss the Tour Championship yet in his career, so hopefully he can do that again for me that I drafted him.
Kenny, do you have any idea what happened? He did his military service during like Christmas time, didn't he?
Yeah, even if you don't have to serve, you have to go for like 6 weeks or something like that. And he went and did that during the break. I think he posted that on some type of social media. So yeah, he went ahead and did that. I don't really know what's going on with him. I think for both Siwoo and Sungjae, after they got the military, nullified, they sort of fell off. I mean, that's a big thing. For a life-changing thing, right? I mean, that's 2 years of your life in your prime that's gone, but then all of a sudden you got it back, right? And I don't know, maybe it's fucked with their heads, and they're enjoying life maybe a little bit too much instead of practicing. I don't know. Those are just things that I can try and think of, but the Cranes haven't been that great. So I'm not. I was thinking about Siwoo, but he's already been taken. So I went ahead and had Fleetwood and got her up in the first 2 rounds. I mean, it's either going to be Novak. I think I'm going to take Sam Stevens. I think I'm going to go with the guy who played the most golf in the history of golf last year. And the thing about Sam is, you play Stevens on driver heavy courses. He's going to be playing a lot of. He's going to be playing all the signature events. I think he's in the top 35. So he's going to make it into those Siggy events. He's going to play a lot. I'll go with the volume pick here with Sam Stevens, and I'll let Byron go ahead and take Harris English.
It's Snake on the way back. It's Keith and then me, right?
No, it's you, then Keith, Keith, then you.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I will take Harris English then because I think Keith might have been taking him. I'm also shocked that no one's like fucked up a pick yet that's already been taken. Like I was expecting Jeffrey in the top corner there to definitely pick someone that's been taken already, but you're doing great, bud. I mean, I'm proud. So Harris English, 2 major top 2s last year. This guy's like a solid major golfer. That's where you make a lot of money. I know Keith mentions, not a lot of hard golf course on the PGA Tour, but, the majors are where money's made as well. If he goes back to Farmers and wins that again, or top 5s over there, I'm happy with that. He's healthy now, hopefully. And if he's healthy, hopefully I'm wealthy. So Harris English, baby.
Before we get to the Keith back-to-back pick, Sky, I got a question for you. How much is Alex Noren going to be playing on the PGA Tour? Like, we're going to see him open in the Middle East, then come over, starting with the signature events, but then like go back over? Because he sucked in America last year. It was awesome overseas.
Well, he was coming back from some injury early on, which he basically didn't start until the Truist, right? Came back, warmed up, was in contention, if not leading the PGA Championship heading into the weekend. Probably would have been on the European Ryder Cup team had they had 2 extra weeks, and Rasmus didn't auto-qualify. I have him playing a decent amount. Right now, he's not in that Dubai Invitational. I think he can be back to kind of what he used to play, which was a grinding tour on the PGA side. I mean, he is pushing 43 now, but talent-wise, he's probably the best guy who's healthy left available talent-wise.
Well, Keith, are you going to use one of your 2 picks here on Alex Noren?
If I thought Alex Noren was going to get enough starts, I would definitely pick Alex Noren. I mean, his short game, his ball striking, his work ethic. There's 2 guys that always close the range when they're playing. Alex Noren is one of them, and Sahith Theegala is the other one. They always close the range. Every practice round day, it's always those guys. So Noren, is going to get you some cash. But I'm just curious. He finished 128 on the FedEx Cup points. Like, how many starts is he going to get on this new tour? I'd be concerned about that. So I'm not going to go there.
But he's allowed in, like, he has full exemption by being number 12 in the world, doesn't he?
Yeah, he'll be playing signatures.
Yeah, he'll get into pretty much. He'd have to fall outside the top 30, like Byron said. Yeah,
the baseball bros have got you covered, yeah, Uncle Keith.
Well, in that case,
take him.
I'm still going to go with who I'm going with. The simulator's not going to sway me. I'm going to have some fun with these 2 since this is my snake opportunity. So I'm going to take one of the best swings out there and a young up-and-comer who I think is going to debunk what has been the pattern when the DP World Tour guys come over and they kind of don't produce over here. And I'm going to take Marco Penge. That guy straight flushes it. If I could take a golf swing off anybody on tour, he would be in the top 3 for sure. I mean, that guy, oh man, he has got a great golf swing. Won a couple times on the DP World Tour. I think he's a young star in the making, and I think he could be like a Ludwig type player. And yeah, there you go.
Before you make your next pick, I just want to go to you, Alex, for a second, because we were talking about ball speed. Obviously, Penge is up there with some of the fastest ball speeds, even in a very limited sample of any player on the PGA Tour. Can you explain to people why that's important?
Yeah, it's important for more than just distance off the tee. So normally, when we talk about distance, we think, okay, there's obviously an advantage to just being closer to the hole, but ball speed also means that you have club head speed. And when you have club head speed, it means you are more in control of how much spin you're putting on the ball. It means you're more in control of your launch angle. If you want to hit it higher, if you want to spin it more, you can. You have that ability. And then it's also really important just out of the rough to be able to make better contact out of thick rough, to be able to predict the type of contact and how much spin you're creating out of the rough. All of it. It really comes from ball speed and the ability to just swing fast, and he can do that with the best of them for sure.
Sky, how did you track his progress on the DP World Tour last year? Like, when did he become? Obviously, we saw him pop up. Like, North American fans saw him pop up at the Scottish Open. Like, oh, geez, like this guy's in legit contention here. But he had been kind of flushing it all year, but it felt like it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yes and no. I think that profile for him was there. So one of the hidden things about Marco Penge is he's a little bit one of us. He was suspended early on the DP World Tour a year ago for sports gambling, and then he had to take some time off to then get back. And within 5 starts of coming back, to pump the DP World Tour picks and bets, we had the outright on him to win that Hainan Open. So he's always been this huge bomber guy. I think what really came around was his irons. And once that was there, he was dead on the best player on that tour. So I think he's going to step in. And the difference between playing all over Europe at all these different courses versus coming over to a way more ball striking favoring or just power favoring tour, I think it's going to set up, like Keith talked about, really well for just his profile.
Keith, do you align with what Alex said about, what a lot of swing speed and club head speed can do for your ability to control the ball, being a PGA professional?
I mean, spin and trajectory are huge, especially if they get firm and fast conditions. And if you're further down, you're hitting a shorter club in, that has a higher trajectory, you have a better chance to stop. I mean, that's what works for Rory. So if you're copying that blueprint, then it becomes a much easier game than it does for JJ Spawn or Russell Henley. It just does. It's an easier game for Bryson. Marco Penge caught my attention. I was walking the range at Quail Hollow at the PGA Championship, and I heard the noise. I heard that impact noise, and I just like stopped, and I'm like, who is this guy? Because I didn't recognize him. And he played very well that week, and from that point forward, he played very well throughout the season. He just seems to be getting better and better, and he's just a raw talent, and he's figuring out how to play golf. And a lot of these guys that have a ton of raw talent, like the Hogards and some of these other guys that come over from Europe that are just like absolute, just let the shaft out killers, right? He tends to me, to have a little bit more skill and a little bit more savvy with his ball striking. And, it's a risky pick, but I also need some guys that are going to play some regular tour events. So
who are the top 3? Like, oh my God, there's the sound guys.
Oh, the sound guys? Well, I mean, definitely Penge. Bryson makes a weird sound because he hits it. He has those like 3D printed irons and he hits it so hard. But, if you want to hear guys like hit an iron, like listen to John Rahm hit an iron, listen to Scotty hit an iron. I mean, it just sounds so thick when they hit it. And the ball is on it. It looks like the ball's on the face for like a millisecond, but to those guys, the ball's on the face for like a half an hour. And they're like, I'll hit it over here. I'll hit it over here. I mean, it's like watching Tiger back in the day when I was on the range at Isleworth. I mean, to watch him hit balls, I was like, just he and Duval used to hang out all the time and hit, and practice together. And that was just like an absolute, I mean, it was like, honestly, I don't even know what to compare it to. Watching Jordan play basketball, from inside the United Center back in the day or something like that. It's just crazy. Like, and Penge can hit it good. I mean, Ludwig, he makes the noise for sure. He flushes it. Golly, there's 2 right there.
Well, what about your next pick? Do they make the noise?
No, definitely not. No, not whatsoever. But he makes a lot of noise, and I'm going to take Jordan Spieth. Oh, yeah.
I was hoping he'd make it to me. I didn't think anyone would take him.
Yeah, he's going to play in anything that he wants to play in. And whether there's signs of life or not, he's going to have a lot of purse opportunities. He's going to be, he's going to be around. And at some point, I find it hard to believe that he played his best golf before he was 21 years old. Now, that's not to say that he's going to go back and win major championships again, but I still think that Jordan, much like a Cantlay, they've still got some run in them, and if it's going to happen, it's going to happen sooner rather than later. So I'm going to take Spieth because of the opportunity and the upside.
Ulrich, I feel like you can be back and being a Spieth guy right now.
That I could back taking Spieth. I probably I was thinking Spieth would have been available in like the last round, and I was thinking as a last round pick. But I mean, like again, I think what Keith brings up is the point that he's going to play a lot, right? And I mean, like some of these guys we're taking, or if they're great in the limited time they'll be on, like a Fitzpatrick is I think he's a great pick. But if he comes out and he sucks at the first few events, like you're not going to get that many starts, whereas Spieth, you're going to get the volume. So I think from there, he does make sense. I actually thought he might not get picked at all. So kudos to Keith for taking a shot with him. I mean, I do think in this format, he makes sense. So
Byron, you have Rory, Mav, Harris, English. It's your pick. Would you consider any of the live guys? Like Bryson had 3 top 5s in majors last year. That was probably good for like 20th in money.
No, I don't want to like bank on just those events, you know. And Bryson's also bright. He could go full-time YouTube. I mean, no, I don't want to take that gamble. I'm going to take a guy that doesn't necessarily present you with tons of consistency, but he used to be a very good putter. He kind of found the iron play a lot this year. He breaks my heart pretty much anytime I'm up against him in a playoff. Nick Taylor is the man of the moment when there is a playoff. And if he finds himself in a playoff, I'm locking up my winning money. You know, just needs to get himself there. He had a 4th at Memorial as well. So playing all the signature events, he's basically Mav Canadian version, you know.
But with 5 PGA Tour wins?
Correct.
And not none? Or I guess 1. He won the RSM. What a win. Joe, question for you about Nick Taylor. If you had to rate the international players that are eligible for the President's Cup team over the past 3 years, where do you think Nick Taylor would rate there? Would he be top 5, top 10? Where would he be?
I mean, he's had a pretty good, consistent run. Are we including the guys who previously played from Live or no?
No. Like guys that would be eligible for this year's team.
He's in the top 12. I'll give him.
Never been on the team.
I know.
And that
That's
team
wild.
sucks every year.
He's passed up by Hadwin and Pendrith, and the other Canadians are stealing his spot.
But he's the only one who wins.
I know. You're right about that.
Kenny, it is your pick.
I'm glad no one picked this guy. I love this guy for this upcoming season. Best ball, all that good stuff. Kurt Kitayama is who I'm going to go with my pick. You know, top 7th in tee to green last year, top 10 in birdie average, top 10 in scoring average, pounds the ball off the tee, top 20 in strokes gained approach last year, right? First in fairway proximity, top 15 in rough proximity. Give me Kurt Kitayama in the Siggy events, and he's probably going to play some more events other than that. He played 24, 25 events last year, and he wasn't even in all the Siggies. So give me Kurt as my 4th pick.
All right. Also going to be playing in the Sony Open, I've heard. So that's a nice one here. Geoff, I have a gift for you, sir.
Okay. We're
You
finished.
can make 2 picks, then go to bed if you want to.
I don't know. Listen, we're trying to figure out why we haven't done. We're trying to figure out why we haven't done this in a few years. Like I could figure it out an hour and 15 minutes in. If I can't take Ted Scott, I'm going to take Alex Noren. So I'll take Alex Noren. We spoke about it earlier. He's apparently in everything. He missed 4 months to start last year. If he sucks, he'll grind his way back to finding something because he grinds his ass off as documented. Alex Noren for me.
Well, I'm giving you the lifeline. You can make your last pick right now and bolt if you want to.
No. I'm here. I'm here. We're here.
Blickle, it's back to you.
I've almost had to mute myself because I've been holding back laughter just watching Geoff. So if anyone's not watching this, make sure you check out the video. It's been a phenomenal show. I'm going to go Rosie. I don't believe he's been taken. If he has been taking, I blame the fact that I've been distracted by Geoff this whole time. But yeah,
Still no mistakes by anyone.
Justin Rose is your pick, Blickle. I was shocked the number 10 player in the world lasted this long.
Yeah, and he finished 10th on the money list last year. I think part of it is because prior to the stretch run last year, we kind of all thought, hey, this is probably Rose's last ditch effort just so he can play one more Ryder Cup and then sail off into the sunset. But he seems like he's still legitimately one of the best players in the world. Continued to play well even into the winter, like played well at the Hero. So yeah, I just think he's a really good player, and he's going to play all the big events with all the money, and so might as well take him.
Someone is trying to join this, and I have no idea who it is. But it says that the room is full, and we can't do anything about it. So I thought that was somewhat interesting.
Is it Pat from Tour Junkies? It can only be 2 other people, right?
BK?
I don't know. I guess I'll throw it into the chat. I have no idea who it might be. Maybe it is Pat. Let's see. Let's go throw it in. But it's your picks, guy, so you can go
Try him
ahead.
out for Geoff. Get that guy in. Get Geoff in.
Some of them in, tag out. Someone just left.
Who just left?
I'll go. Ulrich left. He got kicked. I'll go while we figure out the bullpen here. I'll go with Taylor Pendrith. I think there's a huge motivating factor in the sense that he was 51st in OWGR to close out the year, meaning he has got to be out there quite a bit to get into the Masters early on into the season. So I still think, Quail Hollow was very impressive from him. We know what he can do off of the tee. He won in 24 CJ Cup. I think he likes to play quite a bit of events too. So I think he'll rack up some money.
Do you think that he should have had more effort like Ryan Gerard and went to Mauritius to try to get himself in the Masters?
Yeah. Show some respect on the DP World Tour,
All I want to do is go to Mauritius now, and it looks like it takes forever to get there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we can go to the Magical Kenya Open, and then that one will be after that.
I feel like getting to Kenya, it'd be kind of cheap there. Mauritius looks really expensive.
Yeah, fancy. We'll celebrate there. Mm-hmm.
Well, I have two stats for each of the top 75 players in the world coming out probably tomorrow or the next day. But I called this guy Scotty Scheffler if Scotty couldn't chip or putt, so I'll take Rico Hoey.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
He was second in ball striking to Scotty Scheffler last year. That's insanity.
Excellent best ball pick as well.
He loves himself a birdie. This is true. Ulrich, you're back. You're up.
Okay, it's on me. Did anyone take Wyndham Clark while I was gone?
They did not.
All right, I'll grab Wyndham. Why not? He can putt. He'll probably find himself a win at some point, or just some top tens. I mean, he still hits it a mile. He pops up in majors. It's, again, bit of a risk. Did he already have his good run? But a guy who I think sets up well for some pretty good majors as well. And he should be motivated after a bit of a down year. So I think Wyndham Clark at this point makes a lot of sense.
Noonan, I will give you some Wyndham Clark stats. Clark's 3 best putting weeks are his only 3 career wins. He had an 85% top 40 rate in 2023, 60% in 2024, 43% in 2025.
Only Wyndham Clark stat that matters is the 120-1 that I cashed at LACC. So I will forever be indebted to Wyndham. I know that was a Tim pick as well, which never feels good. But I didn't know at the time. But we both enjoyed that one quite a bit. So it was a fantastic Father's Day. You cut to me here. Who's definitely going to go Rico Hoey. I like the Belly Lab edition for Rico. You referenced the ball striking stats. This is tough. I'm going to go with Rasmus Højgaard. Bet on talent, hits it a mile. We've already kind of laid out very clearly why hitting it a mile works quite well. So I'll take Rasmus.
All right, Joe, you have back-to-back picks to end your team, and you can have the glory of signing off at the same time. That's how we can, so we don't have to go through it all at the end. You can say your team and then give us a wrap.
All right, I love it. I picked a good spot then. I'm going to take Sahith Theegala with my first pick. Healthy again, seems happy to be playing golf. Like Keith mentioned, he's a grinder. I expect he has a nice bounce-back year. And part of me wants to just take Denny McCarthy from the bit, but I'm turning over a new leaf in 2026 and going to try to uncurse Denny because maybe I'm the problem here. So I'm going to take discount Denny, another guy who can't hit an iron but is a really good putter. I'm going to take Garrick Higo. He didn't get a lot of starts last year, but ran the gauntlet through the swing season and it played 4 events, and T7 was the worst finish. So maybe he makes more than 15 PGA starts this year. Thanks for having me, Pat, hosting the Preferred Lines podcast each and every week. I'll be doing some Read the Line content as well with Keith Stewart. So super excited about the year ahead. If you got anyone who loves a good TGL action, make sure to follow me over the next 2 months too. I'll be there about every week. So love seeing all you guys. Had a great time. Thanks again.
Thanks, Joe. So Joe's team with the number 10 pick is Bobby Mack, Akshay, Keegan, Sahith, and Byron, your former next-door neighbor, Garrick Higo.
I know. I'm sad. I mean, the boy was popping off hard last season, and I'm thrilled. I think he's my leading best ball guy.
President's Cup year for Higo, you think, Byron?
Uh-huh. Send that lettuce to wherever they're playing, and let us talk about success, baby. I think we need a good South African, and I think he's got I mean, when you're shushing people in the Sanderson Farms or the whatever tournaments in the fall swing, I want you on my team. So I think you've got a dog.
That was the wildest shit I ever seen, bro. And he lost. That was like Steve Wu doing the sleep at the President's Cup with a hole left.
I like Garrick Higo. That guy is a resort course merchant, by the way.
Yeah.
Get us to the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
There's plenty of those on tour now.
All right, Noonan. We'll say bye to Joe. Noonan, you're
Hey,
up
guys.
next with your last pick.
I didn't know there was a Denny curse. Part of me wants to take Denny and prove to Joe that he is the problem. But it feels kind of like a dick thing to do. So I'm going to match up Rasmus with his brother. We'll go all Højgaard, and I'll just get the bet on talent, long-term sprinkle here. Maybe they just kind of do what we thought they maybe were going to do, and it happens in 2026. So
you're really banking on like the Zurich and them winning it.
that'd be lovely. That'd be
Double
fantastic. Yeah, right. Hey, Bombers, young talent. We're betting on some of the young guys here. So just team vibes, chemistry in the locker room. Those guys are gonna feel good when they walk in the locker room. They see their brother in here. We're gonna, Team Noonan's gonna be high vibes this year, Pat.
All right, Ryan Noonan, BetSportsGolf.com. Your entire team is Hovland, Henley, Woo, Kim, and both of the Højgaards.
Sounds like a fun team. Little
Not bad.
Scandinavian,
Not bad from the
Euro.
Nine Hole.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah,
All right.
BetSports Golf. Subscribe. Rabbit Hole. Pat, you got a promo code? I don't even think we got a
Mayo?
promo. There you go.
Code Mayo, get you 25% off. And again, if you have a Fantasy National membership, you can use both sites. And as Noonan mentioned before, that the new live leaderboard, it's the old Fantasy National live leaderboard, but with I think it's 41 stats.
Yeah, we continue to add new things that are on there that I think will help tell the story better, right? All the things we want to do, live betting, round by round matchups, all that stuff. We just wanted to make it the best resource out there to do the things that we all collectively here love to do.
Thanks for being on. Geoff Ulrich, your team right now is Ludwig, Cantlay, Michael Thorbjornsen, Wyndham Clark. It's going down, so who's like some crappy guy you can pick? Adrian Sadier?
Oh, man. I mean, there's so many routes I could go. Could go back to just pick an old timer like Finau, just who I continue to lose money on. I do think Michael Kim is interesting. I'm going to go Minwoo Lee, though. I'm going to go Minwoo Lee. I like the way he ended the year. He had a really weird year. Like, started out well, got that win, and then just went off the face of the planet. But played a lot in Euro, played a lot in Aussie. Again, another guy who smashed it off the tee. And he can putt, which is always good. He can always show up with a hot putter and just win an event. And I think, eventually you'll see him compete in the majors. I think people have forgotten about Minwoo Lee a little bit. I still think he's got a lot of game. Kind of happy just to have him as the last guy here. So.
Yeah, after winning Houston, he didn't have a top 45 at his next 7 starts.
He didn't do a thing. Just took the year off. Can't blame him.
Yeah, it's nice. You get all that money, you get your status, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Tell everyone where to find you.
Give me a follow on X, Twitter, whatever the kids are calling it these days, at the Fantasy Grind. Super appreciate it. Like I said, I'll have a daily fantasy article out every week again this year, and a little bit of betting stuff for sure. You can just find it in my profile there. Thanks a lot for having me on. Good luck the rest of the way, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. It's now my pick. I will not be signing off, though. I'm going to take a guy who I talked a little bit about Morikawa at the beginning. Just he was the worst putter of anyone who gained the top 35 gainers in total overall strokes, but was third in approach. Another guy who lost the ability to chip and putt somehow, and that really wasn't a thing, but his ball striking was immaculate. I'm going to take Daniel Berger in a bounce back year with my last round pick. Another guy like best ball wise guy. He's in every signature event, but he still has to play his way into the majors. And he's played Cognizant in the past. He's played Amex in the past. He's won Colonial. He might pick up a bunch of these loser events.
And it was such a weird year for him, right? He came back and was dominant pretty much up until the PGA Championship. So, and then the whole year flip-flopped. Everything looked so good. But yes, I think if I talk about an underdog, he's probably going to for sure be at PGA National, right? So I think Boo got his ceiling this deep. I think it's pretty interesting.
He had a broken finger too, which I think he played hurt with a lot late.
That's good to know. Hopefully that healed. That'd be nice. But Sky, it is your pick now.
Since I've gone the grinder route of these guys picking up so much volume, Ulrich did bring it up about Justin Thomas. There was a report today that he was out chipping and putting. I think he's going to find his way to be back playing by TPC Sawgrass, and in this style of event, like he loves Sawgrass. So I think he's going to try his best to get there, and that's from a prize pool standpoint. So I need low odds guys at big events. So I'm going to take the risk and think Justin Thomas comes around for 3/4 of the season.
I like this a lot. So Ben Griffin, JJ Spawn, Harry Hall, Taylor Pendrith, and Justin Thomas. You've basically just drafted your own best ball rankings.
Yeah, literally. I got sniped on Kurt Kitayama, so that was a great pick by you, Kenny. But over at ETR, established the run, doing those rankings almost on a daily basis, upwards, of a few times leading into Friday. Sony Open comes out, and then we'll be into our pure content that we have there. So excited for that. And the DP World Tour is also back. Big event in 2 weeks over there for the Rolex Series in Dubai. So very excited for everything this season.
Thanks for coming on, Sky. You can follow him at Skyhook DFS on X. Blickle, you're doing all your best ball content as well over at FTN Fantasy and just your betting, the underdog stuff. But right now you have Cam Young, Straka, Lowry, and Justin Rose. You've kind of taken the opposite approach that Sky did.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I do think this is a little bit different than best ball, because we're really just focusing on getting the big money events. But I am going to kind of detour from that with my last pick, take a risk with Michael Brennan, stay very much on brand with my just off the tee being the main thing that I look for. Brennan really showed that he can be one of the best drivers in the world if he continues to be as accurate as he was through the fall and as he was on the Americas Tour this past year. And he's 34th in the world right now. So very good chance that he gets into the top 30 and gets into all the signature events, should be able to get into the majors on world ranking alone. So really like him this year. And I think at this point we're not able to find a whole lot of certainty from players. So I'm just kind of looking for the guy who, what if he wins multiple times and ends up, being one of the key players. And I think Brennan has a good chance to actually do that.
He has one thing working against him. Cust found out who he was this week.
That's terrible news. I have to redo my entire best ball portfolio now.
FTN Fantasy for everything?
Yeah, FTN Fantasy. And then I also have a Discord where I kind of talk through advanced DFS stuff, like leveraging all the people using contest sims and how contest sims have actually made people more predictable, which is a really fun kind of discussion to just talk through with people and have fun with that. And then also lots of props and pick'em stuff there as well.
Awesome. So go check out all of Blickle's work, FTN Fantasy, and his Discord. You can find him on X. Go do that. You can find him popping up on the Pat Mayo Experience as well. Jeffrey, you got Xander, Fitz, Sungjae, and Noren. It's a pretty good team.
Yeah, and it's going to, I guess, continue being weird and international. I hope I'm going to get the starts. I assume I am. I hope this guy's just going to be a grinder, but he could go overseas when he wants. Aaron Rye for me. Sorry, Keith. I feel like I've sniped Keith a few times as he's waited at the back there. Sorry, buddy.
That's the Scotty tax right there. You have to watch everyone else take all your picks.
Yeah. Jeff and I were together at TGL last week, and I was very complimentary of a lot of his sharpness, and he's like sticking the knife in me and twisting it this evening.
There's another European. I was tempted to go to Scandinavia, but I ended up just thinking the safer guy with Aaron Rye. Yeah, I don't hate my team.
Yeah. So Xander, Fitz, Sungjae, Noren, Rye. Talk to you Monday for Sony.
See you Monday. The grind, the Sony, the golf. I cannot wait to see a Sony board.
I hope you're in good spirits on Monday morning.
Either way, I'll be fine. I'll be good. I'll be over it by then, I promise. Later, friends.
Sweet Kenny, you got Tommy Goddard, Stevens, and Kurt Kitayama. You've tried to take a guy 3 times, and he's still on the board for you if you want him.
Yeah, well, yeah. Were you talking about Novak? I was thinking about him. I was thinking about him. I'm gonna go different. I'm gonna go Fleetwood and a bunch of bombers. I'm gonna go Potgieter here as my final pick. He's got to win. He's in the first 2 signature events. He's got to keep playing. Like I said, he's not in the. I guess he is in the majors with the win within some of them. But I like his game. I like watching him play. He's fun to watch. I know we got our hearts broken with him with Brian Gamble last year, but I think he can get another win, and I think he can make some noise just because of his weapon, show how good he is off the tee. One quick question though, what was Sky's
Sky
last
took
pick?
Justin Thomas.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. That sounds good. All right. Yeah. So that's going to be my squad for the thing. You can find me on X at KendoVT. You can find me every week with Byron here next to me on the Fantasy Golf Degenerates podcast here on the Mayo Media Network. It's our 11th season. It should be a good time.
It's funny. Geoff and I are starting year 13 of our show, and it feels like you and the Fantasy Golf Degenerates are still kind of like the new podcast. But
yeah, I know. We are the new podcast.
It's just funny to think about it that way. It's like Tour Junkies, PME, Fantasy Golf Degenerates. I think we're like the three that have been around for 10 years now. That's awesome.
I think we are.
Also, between the two of you guys, I know you're probably going to get together and play some golf at some point. I'm working at a deal with Underdog where you guys can come up and play Cust and I at our course, and we're going to start doing some YouTube golf.
Oh God, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll leave my job right now to go do that.
Oh, you can't play right now. It's middle of winter.
I know. I got 3 weeks PTO.
That's
I'll take all
maybe
3 weeks at one time.
Well, we need to get your producer in because he actually knows how to film this stuff.
Yep. Mike Baxter,
Mike
best
will be
producer
fine
in the biz.
So I'll work it out with my course to see if that works. Thanks for being on, Kenny. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Byron.
It's funny.
We got me, you, and Sky. I think we're basically the only people on Earth. There might be 3 other people who are putting out best ball rankings.
Yeah, it's been funny because I was watching, Sky give his picks, and it's just like, oh boy, I know exactly what tournament this guy's playing. He's a high volume guy, all of this stuff. He's going in this round pick. It's kind of grooved us for this, and I think, but the difference I think this week is you need more upside for this draft than you're looking for volume. So I think if I were to pick apart Sky's situation, I think too much volume for only having 5 guys. I'm going to go with Christopher Wrighton. I think Geoff was thinking about potentially going with him for the Scandinavian guy. 2 wins on the DP World Tour last year. 27% of his starts were top 5 finishes. And if you're looking for high-end guys, that guy's got it going. And Nuke City off the tee, won the Nedbank, won the Sudal Open, lots of top 5s. Putts fantastically. The nice putters in this contest, I think, is what you can get the spike performances from. So give me some Christopher Wrighton, guys. He's scared. And 31st in the world, too. So he'll be playing signatures if he plays well early.
Yeah, if he plays well early, he'll get into everything. Pump your Patreon where people can find the Dog Dominator and everything you need to know about best ball.
Thank you. I almost forgot about that. Model Maniac Patreon is where you can find all of my stuff for the full year, the Dog Dominator. Annual subscribers to the Patreon get the Dog Dominator for free. So go ahead and do that. If you are a little late to the business, you can join annually and then use the Dog Dominator. Yeah. Thank you, Pat, for having us on here. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say there's also majors drafts coming up on Underdog later in the year. You can use it all for that as well.
Yep. I've already got major power rankings for the 4 majors out there, part of the Dog Dominator already. So I've called them the Janky rankings, and they are hot. So I'm all about that. I had a blast. Thank you for having me on here. It was great. I think the only person I hadn't drafted with was the second Geoff, or met on a stream. So it was good to kind of top that off. Good to see you, Keith. Pat, thank you so much. Let's have a great 2026.
Keith, I had to box everyone out because now that you and I are the only 2 left on the stream, it's a good time to promote that we're doing a show together every single week, as I mentioned off the very top of the show. I am so excited for this. You have no idea.
I'm through the roof. I'm telling you, I was down at TGL talking with Joe and Matt Gannon and kind of just let them know what we were up to. And everyone's so excited. There's no better host, and I'll be on site. That's just, it's just going to, I'm super excited. I really am. I can't wait for the Sony to be here. I don't sit still well. I don't know if you ever sensed that about me, but the holidays, I'm all for Christmas Day, but everyone's out of office and everything. It drives me out of my mind. I'm can we just start? And then no Century, I was losing my mind. So TGL was a nice, kind of go back and forth to Florida a couple times, but now I can't wait to get out there on tour, and I can't wait to just kick it back with you on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and give everybody, really good content about what's going on the golf course, what the players are up to, the stuff that I walked away from the golf course as a PGA professional, and I went out on tour, and I just love doing it.
And people have been begging for like head-to-heads, like even just a bit of head-to-head discussion at any point on the show over the past 10 years, and we never do it. You're awesome at head-to-heads. This is great.
I mean, head-to-heads, I've got a system. I'm not quite sure that it's like, it's certainly not anything like Byron, but it works. And I mean, I put them up at Read the Line every, the Friday 5, and then there's Saturday and Sunday. There's always head-to-head cards, and we always make money off of them. It's, over the course of the year, I'll do like over 500 of them, and we kill it.
Yeah, readtheline.com is where you can find that. You still have one more pick to go with Scotty, Hideki, Penge, and Jordan Spieth.
I do. I wasn't going to forget that. I actually wrote that down in front of me. I just wanted to say thanks for having me on. There's a bunch of guys here that I'd met for the first time. So Sky, Noonan, Alex, and the second Geoff Ulrich, so to those guys, it was great spending time with those guys, getting to know them a little bit. I'm going to go with somebody I think that I saw him at RSM, and, there's a lot of smoke around these guys when they come off the Korn Ferry Tour if they've played very, very well. And I at times it's been a better proving ground than has been the DP World Tour, as we've said before, when they transitioned over from Europe. But Johnny Kiefer was pretty impressive at RSM. He finished 7th, I think. And, the ball striking was there and everything. So I'm going to take Johnny Kiefer because I think he's got to play a lot. He's the type of player that can work his way into those signature events. I think in a couple of years, he could have himself like a Ben Griffin type year. It won't be this year, but I think I'm going to get a lot of volume out of him. And I think that I'll get a lot of top 20s out of him. I think I'll make a lot of cuts. The guy's super talented, and I'm happy with that. I mean, golly, Fienberg nipped me twice. I really wanted Fitzpatrick to get back to me, and I just didn't get it. And golly, he's such a legend. We had the best time down at TGL a couple weeks
Was
ago.
he doing that thing where he just paces around with his phone up near his? He has his like little satchel, and then he's listening to YouTube on his phone, just pacing around like this.
Well, I definitely noticed the man purse, but like he would come up and ask me a question, and because I'm in a lot of media centers, so I'm comfortable in that arena. And it's not like if it's your first time in there, or if you've only been there a couple times, it's not the most comfortable place because there's players walking around, there's a lot of media, there's camera, there's equipment, there's all these things. He'd come up, ask me a question, and then I could tell he would didn't want to talk to me anymore, so he'd walk away. And then Jeff's just the best. I mean. We talked about so many great random things, and then we sat next to one another in the arena and watched it. And he was just such a big fan of the golf, and I know when he goes on and on about the Ryder Cup, and we talked about the Ryder Cup a ton, how humiliating I felt it was as a PGA professional. And we were going on and on. We just had such a great conversation. It's great to spend time with your family here. And I'm looking forward to hopefully being an integral part of it in 2026.
Yeah, you most definitely will. So yeah, we'll be recording with Keith. When's the first tournament you're actually going to on site?
Let's see. Phoenix. Probably it's between Farmers and Phoenix, but definitely Phoenix.
I would go to, I would do my bachelor party at Phoenix. That I would never go back to Phoenix again.
Phoenix from a media standpoint is it's a nightmare. And then, then we go hardcore. We go back-to-back Siggies. Then I'll be at Cognizant, and I think that's I'll probably be divorced by the end of that 6-week run, because that runs me all the way into the Players. Then a little break, and then I'll be down Magnolia Lane for us to do a Tuesday show.
Amazing.
Right there. Yeah, it's back to back there with Hilton Head. I'll definitely be at the first 3 majors. The 4th one's a little bit up in the air.
Maybe we'll all go. Maybe that'll be our thing. We'll all go to Birkdale.
It's funny. We were sitting last night. You talked about YouTube golf really quick, and I came. Well, we were hashing this around, and we said we should all get together and film some golf. And I said what I thought would be some great content is that you got your whole team together, and I could give everyone a 15-minute golf lesson on the range, and kind of help them out, and then send you guys out playing, and then we could just commentate on it and just have the best time.
This is a terrific idea. Now I just need to get some sponsors and a budget, and I'm all in.
Well, we were thinking we could do it around because of the weather and everything, and because of, the cross-border ties here, maybe do something around the Canadian Open, release a lot of content, maybe right after the U.S. Open, something like that, after it's all recorded and produced and everything. But that could be something that would be super, super fun. Everyone sees how that produced YouTube content really hits. And people are such strong fans of your legion of guys, in your family. And, I think that to put out some content where they're really vulnerable and I help them with their golf game. And then, I mean, because like, let's say Bickle's taking a lesson next to Byron, next to Kenny. Could you imagine like the variety of how people would benefit from that content, and not only that, the enjoyment and the laughter they would get, just they get laughter from seeing us on Zooms. Imagine what they would get being out on a golf course. I just think it would be really a lot of fun.
It would just be hilarious going from Blickle to Cuss. Blickle would be like, all right, so he's hitting it like 320 off the tee and like shaping it however he wants. And then you have Cuss just like hook topping it and like falling over while hitting his driver. It'll be perfect.
I just love golf so much. I'm still a PGA pro, and being out there on tour and being with you, it's just going to be a fantastic year.
So readtheline.com is where you can check out all of Keith's stuff. Obviously, he's going to be on the PME. We should have a full PGA preview show coming out over the weekend, so stay in tune with that. And then we'll have our regular Sony Open show dropping either very late on Tuesday evening or very early on Wednesday morning. Hopefully, it will be out for your commute. The Tambo show is going to move from Wednesdays to Tuesdays right after tea time release to make it more palatable for everyone else. I want to thank you all for joining in. Smash a like, join the one and done, and hit the description and join that NFL pick'em pool if you just want to get in the running to win like $5,000. You're going to be playing anyway. You might as well just add this to it. You just have to click a link. You can look at the rules if you want, or not. Just make some pick'em plays. Make at least 10 every single week, and you'll be good for the weekly prize, 40 total. You can make all 40 on the Super Bowl if you really want to. Just put in your underdog handle, and you'll be good to go. If you don't have an underdog handle, just use code Mayo. Sign up. You'll get a bonus. If you play a $5 entry, you'll get a free $75 anyway, and that will fuel the entire money that you need to actually participate in this, making pick'em plays. So maybe that's a move. Use code Mayo. Go sign up at Underdog right now. All right. Thank you all for watching. More golf on the way. Stick. So more football on the way too. I'll see you next time.
Mayo Experience! Experience!